Hi Internet, Lee Ballard here, hope you're well. Let's talk about Thomas Heaton. Now Thomas Heaton, if you don't already know, is a brilliant landscape photographer from the UK. He's got a YouTube channel with about 250,000 subscribers. He makes some very informative, very entertaining, very good videos. And one of the videos he did recently was a tongue-in-cheek end of year video where he went through some of the comments that are left with some of his videos. But he went through the mean comments. So, you know, looking at the haters, people with something to say. Now, photography is subjective. It's an art form. So you may not like what I like, I may not like what you like. That's fair enough. And everyone can have an opinion, but there's a correct way and a wrong way to let people know your opinion. But some of the comments related to equipment, and they were almost slagging him off from the fact that he doesn't look after his gear. Comments such as, I was always taught to respect my equipment. I know Thomas respects his equipment. I respect my equipment. But you know what? I'm a working photographer. This is my full-time job. My cameras, my lenses, my tripods, my bags, my mics, everything is a tool to get the job done. And I do look after it to the best of my ability. But when you're using them every day, day in, day out, things happen. They get dropped, they get knocked, they fall out of a bag because you haven't zipped it up. There's 1,000,001 different things that can happen. And gear's quite robust, it will take a lot. For example, this is my new Sigma 1020. It's a brilliant lens for interiors on houses and inside cars and things, and it just is a nice wide lens. There are plenty of other ones available, but because of the type of use my 1020 gets, I don't want to buy the top end ones, so the Sigma is a brilliant lens. Anyway, my old one, a month ago, just before Christmas, packed up. The aperture blades seized at about f22. Brilliant for depth of field, useless for pretty much everything else. So I had to buy a new one. Now, yes, I could be disgruntled about that, but that lens has done a lot of work. Hundreds of thousands of images, I dare say. It's 3 or 4, 5 years old even. Can't think. But, you know, it's worked hard. But it's been dropped a lot. Nearly went in the canal in Venice. Just fell in the canal and broke a lens hood. Luckily the camera didn't. Landed on the pavement. It's hit the pavement a couple of times. It was on its 3rd or 4th lens hood, because that normally takes the brunt of the image. I used to have a filter on it, that broke twice, so gave up with that. The front elements of these things are tougher than you realise. Check out Tony Northrop's video about that. But they're tools. They do wear out, you know, and accidents happen. I've had tripods fall over, I've been caught out by waterfalls. There's all sorts of different things that can catch you out. And sometimes, if you're working as a photographer and you're more concentrating on what the client wants or what you're trying to achieve, protecting the gear sometimes becomes secondary. Not saying that's a good thing, but sometimes getting the shot done, getting the contract finished will, you know, sometimes risk the gear. Not saying it should, not saying it always does, but occasionally you may be negligent in setting up your tripod or something else, and it can catch you out by falling over. All I'm saying is, I respect my gear, but they are tools. A builder, he has tools, they wear out. Cameras do wear out, lenses do wear out, tripods do wear out. Just look after them the best you can, but don't wrap them in cotton wool like they're eggshells. These things are quite hardy. Digital Rev set fire to a Canon camera a few years ago, and it was still working. So, you know, yes, you have to respect the equipment, but don't have a go at someone for doing their job and an incident happens where the equipment gets destroyed. That's just life. I'm sure everyone watching this has broken a glass at some point. Did you respect that glass? Were you looking after that glass? I'm sure you weren't intending to break that glass, but accidents happen. So don't be hard on someone just because something's broken, they've dropped something, it's fallen over, it's ended up in the sea. These things happen. As long as you do your best to look after something, then instance where equipment's damaged will be few and far between. But go and check out Thomas Heaton's page. He's, like I say, one of my favourite YouTubers. Links down below. It's cold, I'm stood in a field. Sealskin gloves, very good. They're not digitally sensitive, but they are very good at keeping your hands warm and nimble enough to operate most of the functions on a DSLR. I'm going to go and see Richard now. Hopefully he's got the kettle on. Anyway, I've been Lee Ballard. Take care now. Bye.